Hi, I have autism. And so basically, I've been trying since I was 18, so about 13 years now. I've been trying really hard to adapt to the neurotypical society. And basically, I've gotten quite a bit better at it than a lot of neurotypical people. Now, there are things in the job I struggle with, but as far as social interaction, I'm a lot better than a lot of autistic people. But there are people who are either surprised or um, just didn't know that I have autism until I reveal it to them. Um, it could be because I've gotten so much better at hiding it because, well, I act more neurotypical than what they would expect someone with autism to have. And the second reason, possibly, is that, you know, I joke around a lot. I make humor. Now, what that could be is people have stereotypes these days as what autism is like, and I don't fit that stereotype like pretty much at all for the most part when I'm interacting with people. When I'm on camera here by myself, it may be more obvious, but when I'm interacting with people, it doesn't show as much. And really, hmm, I just have gotten more aware through lots of practice. I'm trying to go through a list in my mind as the possible causes of people's behavior and how to react to the different social cues as to the best possible uh, reaction, best possible reactive social, basically reaction or what to say, how to act in response to their social reaction. So it's basically a constant feedback between the two of us in interaction. Basically, the best possible interaction on my end to their interaction. How to approach, how they approach, that kind of thing. And a lot of it could be because their stereotype. I don't fit the stereotype very well. If they know someone that's autistic, I'm not like them as much. So I don't really act as low functioning as them, so it takes them by surprise that I can be as high functioning as I can. Or it could be also even if they don't know someone, they have a stereotype in their heads based on what they've seen them in the news. And honestly, I'm going to say this right now. There are things about every human, whether you have a mental illness or not, there are things about every human that are bad or negative that we all do. It's part of being human. It's, the phrase to err is human, to forgive divine. It's an idiom. Okay, we all have these things that we don't want to have, and we keep them in control to a point. That's the important thing. We all keep them in control to a certain point. That's the important thing. We have to acknowledge that they're there. That's the important thing. If we really want to work on them, we have to acknowledge they're there, okay? And then we can address them. But it's just we have these issues. Everyone has these issues. Things that society judges as negative, and a lot of them are natural. As human beings, we have them. We have to address them and acknowledge that we have them before to address them. So I don't really fit the stereotype. And here's something interesting too. When I joke around, it may be another reason why people don't notice the autism in me. It's because when I joke around, it creates more of a positive influence on people's perception of me. And what that does is creates the halo effect. And having autism, as much as some people would think, does kind of have a negative impact on people's perception of someone. It's not too great deal with a lot of people. It's pretty minor and people live with it. It can be aggravating. It's just how severe it is as to whether it's particularly bad. But when I'm joking around making people laugh, it creates what's called the halo effect. And the halo effect is where one positive perception leads to another positive perception. So basically, when I joke around and make people laugh, that makes a positive perception and leads to another positive perception. So basically, all this positive perception is outweighing them seeing anything negative in me or them overlooking negative things in me. So when I'm more socially awkward, they're overlooking these things, and so it doesn't really click with them when I am socially awkward that could have autism. So when I'm socially awkward, it doesn't stick out to them as much. So it may be just a little strange and not socially awkward, which is linked to autism. So it could be that I'm just high functioning to the point where I don't really show it, or it could also be because I joke around so much, it creates the halo effect, and people don't notice my social awkwardness as much and my behaviors as much. So it could be either one, it could be both even. So it could be because I've just gotten so good at adapting, or it could be because of the halo effect. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you, something that has to do with my day-to-day life at work and in the community. So anyway, I thought that might be interesting for you if you're a psychologist or a psychiatrist or someone that's in social work. But yeah, I mean, I've had over a decade of experience with trying to adapt to society and work on my humor. So yeah, anyway, that's that. And I hope you enjoyed. And I'd like to say I wish you peace and good luck in helping yourself if you have autism and helping others if they have autism and you work with them. Peace out.